What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock. That's right, Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. LSU loses game 2 last night. Total bummer. Man Brummond. We are going to see Man Brummond. Drew's cardiologist is Dr. Michael Brummond. His pediatrician is Tracy Brummond. They're married. And Tracy is Dr. B. But we couldn't have two Dr. B's, so Michael Brummond is Man Brummond. We have Man Brummond and Lady Brummond. But he knows them as Dr. B and Man Brummond. So, wonderful man, fantastic cardiologist, and Drew calls him Man Brummond. Robert on Mommy's phone? You can watch Robert on Mommy's phone after your nap. Craig Schilling, good morning. Bobby Cottle, good morning. Janet Anderson, good morning. Beach ball volley natty? No, I thought they lost. On Twitter they lost. I think they lost to UCLA. So UCLA moves on to the finals. Dan Ducote, Thomas Chapman, good morning, everybody. Hope y'all having a good Sunday so far. Looks like we've got a slow arriving crowd, man. I'm going to hit the share button. Hopefully y'all will as well. Tigers lose game 2 yesterday. We kind of talked about the series, man, on Friday before it started. And we talked about Friday, games 1 and 3 were probably LSU's best chance to win the series. Because Ole Miss was throwing the lefty, Nikhazy, on Saturday in game 2. And give him credit, man. He did what most left-handed pitchers have done to LSU this year. Man Brummond. What most left-handed pitchers have done to LSU this year, and that's just handcuff the offense, man. So they needed Eric Walker to be a bit more precise. He wasn't. He only gave up 3 hits, man. I mean, it wasn't like Walker just got shelled all over the yard. They hit some balls hard against him, but he walked 3 guys and gave up the 2 homers. But the 3-run homer was just devastating, man. Golly. To have an 0-2 count with 2 outs and to leave one, I mean, right over the heart of the plate, the guy just crushes it. I mean, oh my God. On an 0-2 pitch. Throw it there. Throw it 2 feet wide of the plate. Throw it anywhere but right over the middle. When he's protecting the plate and being aggressive. I mean, ugh. Anyway. Super duper bummer by yesterday. Let's see. Hey, Val, good morning. Bob Kubrick, good morning. Pete Giardino, good morning. Michael Browning. Craig Schill. Okay, the beach volleyball plays USC today to see who plays UCLA for the Natty. Got it. So they lost to UCLA. That dropped them into, I guess, the losers bracket. So now I haven't been following it, so my apologies on that. But cool, good to know. Good luck to him. Brittany Delahousse, good morning. Dan Ducote, Tigers are consistently inconsistent. You know, the thing is, and there's a lot of people that say that, like, the reality is, like, that's, I mean, I say it, I feel like I say this every day on the show. Like, the adage in baseball is momentum only lasts as long as the next day's starting pitcher. And that's true. I mean, it's just, Doug Nikhazy was really good yesterday. And so whatever good vibes LSU had created from Friday, it's so hard to carry into Saturday when their starting pitcher just handcuffs your offense. And we've seen that all year from LSU as they've struggled with lefties. It doesn't mean they're consistently inconsistent. I mean, Josh Smith booted a ball yesterday. I mean, that sucked. But, you know, largely, offense had... Excuse me, y'all. Offense... Hold on. Offense had some opportunities. Man Brummond. Offense had some opportunities. They didn't come through. They had a bases loaded situation. Pop out. Man Brummond. Anyway, when they had their opportunities to come through, they just largely didn't. So, disappointing day for Drew Bianco, who struck out twice. He started, he DH'd that. I figured they'd want a right-handed bat in the lineup. I'll tell you, for me, what is the biggest question, though, is they started Brock Mathis. And I guess they started Brock Mathis, and I guess I can understand if Maneri's intent on continuing to rotate Mathis and Garza. But when they went away from Nikhazy, when they pulled Nikhazy and brought in the right-hander, I think his name's Cooper, they DH'd a lefty, which makes total sense. They pinch hit, I should say, a lefty. So they brought in C.J. Willis. He flew out fine. But you expect Garza to go into the game at that point. Well, Braden Doty went into the game. So that makes me go, something going on. I don't know. But we know, remember, Marceau is the one that said to the media, lullaby, oh, Baba, Lady Baba. Yeah, you want some Lady Baba?
Yeah, Baba, Mama's phone.
Ladies Baba on Mama's phone. You can do that after your nap. Okay? Home Depot? Hey, who's on the TV right now?
Yaba.
Lady Baba?
On Home Depot.
And we can go to Home Depot later, too, if you want. Okay? What are you doing?
Man Brumman.
Man Brumman. We see him tomorrow. Got an appointment with Man Brummond, Drew's cardiologist. Man Brummond, tomorrow. So tomorrow's episode will be an in-transit episode as we head to the cardiologist. So anyway, Marceau's the one who said that he prefers Garza. So I'll be interested if Garza's not in there today with Marceau pitching. Something's up. Dawn, good morning. Michael Browning, morning to the BR Metro heading out. Safe travels, man. Have a great day. Kerry Hughes, good morning. Lori Prophet, what's up? Ryan Dixon, the inconsistency of the game of baseball is frustrating. I mean, the consistency is failure. It's a different game in that respect. Excuse me, I can't stop yelling. Man Brumman. I mean, if you think about it, I know y'all hear this all the time. It's like the best players in the history of the game fail 70% of the time. If you bat 300, you're one of the greatest of all time. That means you failed 70% of the time. I mean, it's just if you can't get down with that, that's baseball. Let's see. Hey, Mo Hubble, good morning. Brady Beacom, Stephen Miller, what's up, dude? Josh Bertucci. LSU fans, we get him in 2020. 19 is a wrap. I don't understand that. Mama, come please. Like, I don't understand that mentality. Like, you were, I'm assuming, watching this show yesterday when they came off a win. And people are jacked because they found it. They found their mojo, and Hess is running around like a crazy person and all this stuff. And then they drop a game, and it's odds over. What happens if they win the rubber match today? They win the rubber match in sole possession of second place of the West behind Arkansas, and they go up there with a chance to, well, see what Arkansas does against Kentucky. But, they go up to Arkansas with a chance to pull within a game potentially or tie them. I mean, and even still, like, do you realize last year Mississippi State went to Omaha? They didn't host a regional or a super regional, and they went to they were almost in the championship series. I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand that. Who is that again? Who's that? John Bertucci. I just don't understand fans like that, bro. Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, how can you be so... If you are that emotional game to game in baseball, you will be miserable. Like, I know there's a lot of y'all got mad at me when I didn't get super emotional early in the season when they had their bumps and they had injuries and they lost the series to Texas and they lost some midweeks. It's like, Because look where they are. They win today, then you got 2 weekends to go, and you're still playing potentially for a West and a host site and a national seed potentially. I mean, you just got to let it play out. It's such a long season, man. So many games. Anyway. David Freeman, Brian Wynn, Troy LeBeouf, good morning. Stephen Miller, just didn't get the big hit, and Ole Miss did. Pitched it well enough to win, but unless LSU gets the 1 or 2 timely hits, hats off to Ole Miss starting pitcher. That's true. God, dog, I wish I could have seen what Eric Walker could have done. How different that game might have been if he had left that ball, the 0-2 pitch, 6 inches higher. Anyway. Or foot higher. Anyway. Or just throwing the dirt, going 1-2 on him, you know? Brittany, I think people are frustrated because of the expectations for this team with the players returning. Totally get that. And you also started the season with your rotation as Hess, Marceau, Hill. And none of those, well, Marceau's back in the rotation, but none of those guys were in the rotation last week. And I'd also, and I get frustration, but you're also playing this weekend without Cole Henry, who's been your best pitcher. All these 2 weekends in a row, you're playing without your best pitcher. Like, look at what happened to Georgia. Georgia was number 2 in the country last week. They go to Mississippi State. They don't have their ace. It shuffles their whole rotation for the weekend, and they get swept. I mean, they had to throw Losi on Friday against Ethan Small. They lose, and then it just was the domino effect. It's like, it matters. It matters a lot. Like, would you have felt better with Cole Henry going yesterday instead of Eric Walker? I would have. So let's see if they can win a game today. Ben Clark, good morning. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. Shade Nobles, Terrio, good morning. We're all sick around here, aren't we? I think you coughed in my face and it made me sick. But I love you. Elevator on mommy's phone. You see the elevator on mommy's phone after your nap. Okay? Okay? Elmo.
Dr. O.
Dr. O. Do you love Dr. O?
Dr. O, mommy.
You can watch Dr. O on mommy's phone after your nap. Dr. O is Drew's surgeon in Houston, Dr. Olatoye. And if you go like on YouTube, you see all these videos like from Texas Children's Hospital, and he's in a bunch of them. So Drew will search on YouTube and watch videos of Dr. O talking about different procedures, different surgeries, different congenital defects. It's fun. It's like these educational videos. So go watch them. Let's see. Ty Graffinini, what's up, Todd? Let's see. Jason Johnston, good morning. Matt Lusto, running the Santo de Mayo 5K in Houston. There you go. Shout out to my wife, Tony, who's actually fast. Shout out to Tony. Tony Lusto. There you go. Go run fast. Let's see. Fastest 5K I ever did. I did the 5K around the LSU lakes. I don't even know if they still have it, like where they had the ground spray painted for that race, the 5K race. I ran the 5K around the lakes in 17 minutes. Excuse me. Hey, bud. It was 17 and change. Like I sprinted the whole thing. That's when I was marathon shape.
Dr. O, mommy's phone.
Dr. O on mommy's phone. Chad Brown, Hoon Palmario. What's up, Hoon Palmario? Tim Sonier, do you think the hit by pitch on Bianco was intended to do the bat flip? Maybe, but you know what? Maybe. Possibly even. I just can't remember many times in college where guys intentionally threw at hitters. I mean, and we know what happens in pro baseball. I can't remember many times where it happened. The most obvious one that I remember was when Kendall Graven at Mississippi State threw at Mason Katz. and that was dangerous because he threw his head. And John Cohen was okay with it, like cracked a joke about it, and like anyway, I lost a ton of respect for John Cohen then. And somebody sent me a link on Twitter yesterday of one from like 1999 where a kid was like in the batter's box and the pitcher just like he'd been crushing him all weekend. Pitcher like was doing his warm ups and he pegged the kid. I'm sorry, in the on deck circle, like not even the batter, like he was 20 feet away from home plate and he pegged him. But my point is like that's 1999. It's just a rarity. But maybe he did. Maybe. In a candid moment, you might be able to ask him. He might tell you. Danny Barrett, good morning. Joe Ed Kettner, good morning from Shreveport. Joey Painage, good morning. Mike Sylvester, good morning. Dawn, has LSU won against a left-handed pitcher? Yeah, they beat Zach Johnson from Kentucky, the lefty from Kentucky. Zach Thompson from Kentucky. They beat John Doxakis from Texas A&M. So, yeah, they beat lefties. Really good lefties in that respect. But those games were 2-1. I forgot the game against Doxakis, but the final wasn't that one. But, the game against Kentucky with Zach Thompson was 2-1. Remember, Zach Hess basically outdueled Thompson that game. LSU won it in extras. I think LSU, Hess lost game, maybe LSU was down 2-1. They tied it and then won it in extras. But yeah, they've won games against lefties this year. They've also struggled. Like there's no doubt the offense struggled against lefties. It's just a fact. Terry Shipman, there's football where you have to be perfect in every other sport where you can lose games or meet, still have a chance, series win championships. Very true, Terry. Like I know, probably sound like a broken record at this point, but that's always been my theory on LSU baseball fans. I don't think LSU baseball fans love the game of baseball. I think they love LSU baseball because it's LSU and it wins. And I think some of that's been proved out. Like when in 2007, Manery's first year, man, when they missed postseason, LSU had a series against, I want to say, Georgia, and the attendance for an SEC weekend series was like 2,000. It was bad. People didn't go. I don't think it's just a love of the game. I think it's a love of that team and the program, which is cool. But that mindset, I think, does play into it, man. I don't think there's any doubt. It's just you have such a football mindset where like one game is so critical. If you do that in baseball, it's just you'll drive yourself crazy because like everybody's gonna lose. Everybody loses. The best teams ever lose. Let's see, Shade. Why do you think LSU baseball or LSU doesn't have a Facebook live feed for baseball games? ESPN is a pain trying to get. Shade, that's because when the SEC and ESPN partner for the SEC network, every team in the league signed over their media rights to the SEC network and ESPN by proxy. So they control all of the distribution of all those broadcasts. So that's also why, for example, you don't see the replays, the LSU football replays on CST anymore. That's why you don't see LSU home games that aren't televised. That's why you don't see them on CST or local channels or anything like that. It's all on the stream. That was the deal that ESPN did with the SEC for the SEC network. Is that all of those media rights, all the media rights availability goes to ESPN. So, like when you see a game, like for example the Pontiff Classic, when the Pontiff Classic is played in LSU, that game's on CST. That's because that's not an LSU home game. So if LSU goes and plays a road game, those games can be televised on another network. So LSU played at Northwestern State, but that was on ESPN Plus. They played at Southern also. That was on ESPN Plus. But the Pontiff game was on CST. Hi. When LSU played at Texas, that was on the Longhorn Network. What? Oh. What do you want me to do, Bubba? I don't know what you want me to do. So anyway, that's why it's not on Facebook. It's ESPN controls the distribution of all the SEC's media. Bo Major, good morning. Garrett, Mom, I know Duga had been making decent contact, but why is he batting 3? Okay, I'm with you there. If you want to get into some like true nuts and bolts yesterday, I hated the lineup yesterday. And I know you could say, well, they scored 8 runs, but you hated the lineup on Friday and they scored 8 runs. Yes, and I hated it yesterday too. For me, I want Josh Smith leading off every game. He and Chris Reed are the only two that will work a count every at bat. And those two, Smith did struggle with strikeouts a few weeks ago. But anyway, he went through a little 2-week slump. But I still want Josh Smith leading off. Zach Watson went from when he was in the 5-hole, batting in the 280s, to raising his average 50 points when they moved into the 2-hole because he's seeing more fastballs. So I want Watson in the 2-hole. I'm okay with Duplantis in the 3-hole. I want Cabrera batting 4th, and then I want protection for Cabrera in the 5-hole. Either Cade Beloso, preferably Cade Beloso, but maybe even Solo Garza because Garza's come on of late. And then if Dugas was batting 6th on Friday, that's a good spot in my opinion for Dugas in the lineup. And then you can go with your 7, 8, 9 and figure out how you want to do it. I prefer to have Garza in there. It kind of depends who you DH. If you're going to DH DeGiacomo, I'd want him in the 8-hole. I think. I mean, look, the next time I fiddle out a lineup card will be my first time. I readily admit that. But I don't see the point in having Josh Smith batting 4th. I don't like Zach Watson leading off. They did bump Cabrera up in the lineup last night. And then someone tweeted me like, huh?
Call on mommy's phone.
What on mommy's phone?
On mommy's phone.
Okay, you can watch mommy's phone after your nap. Someone tweeted me last night. I was like, see, that's why Cabrera was batting lower. He's struggling. I'm like, do you realize they got 5 hits last night? Everybody struggled last night. Nobody got hits last night. Anyway. I can't believe nobody has asked me about or talked about the Kentucky Derby. I'm stunned by that. Because the reality is nobody cares about horse racing. I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure there's a few people out there that care about horse racing. But people love the Derby. It's like it's like a bourgeoisie excuse to party and drink mint juleps and wear seersucker and feel like the olden days for you. I'd go to the Derby. I'd go to that party in a heartbeat one day. I just don't really care about horse racing. But people were upset yesterday about that DQ. Yeah, we'll all move on with our lives today, I'm sure. Let's see, Janet Anderson. I use the ESPN app and then project my phone screen on TV with a cord. Janet, get a Roku. That's what I do. Go and you don't need one of the Roku Plus or Premium or anything. Just go get a Roku and then download the ESPN app on your Roku, and then you can watch it on your TV, and that way your phone's available to you. Let's see. Yeah, and then you won't need cords or anything like that. Just go get a Roku, Janet. Go anywhere. Go to Walmart or Best Buy or Amazon, whatever. Chad Arnold, Matt, as much as I like some Scone, the Yankees still suck. Mike Krasher, good morning. Hoot Palmaria, the Cubs signed Graveman this offseason. Made me sick. I saw that, Hoot. I thought about you, actually. Hoot, you remember that, huh? When Graveman threw to Mesa Cats? That was, if I remember, and that was 2013. So Cats would have been, that was Cats' senior year. Yeah, so Cats was a senior on that team. And that was Bregman's freshman year. It was Cats and Rhymes were seniors on that team. That's what it was. And that was ugly, man. I mean, Cats, I think he hit 2 home runs. I think he had a multiple home run game. Maybe he had 3 home runs in the series at that point. First time he was up, threw his head. I mean, I'll never get down with that. I'll never get down with throwing at guys intentionally at any level. Yeah, I'll never get down with throwing intentionally guys at any level. I know people say it's part of baseball. That's one part of baseball I hate. It's just inexcusable to throw a blunt object like that at another human being intentionally. But especially in college, man, that's just unacceptable. Pete Giardino, Drew, please block Chad. We'll get around to it, man. Let's see. JP Solis, good morning. We camped out on the USS Kidd with the Cub Scouts last night. 0 sleep. There you go, JP. I did that as a kid with does anybody remember the Indian guides? The YMCA had the Indian guides. Kind of like Boy Scouts. It's a father-son deal. We'll go see Mommy after Dad show. I have to tell you something. Listen. After Dad show, we're gonna get dressed, and then we'll go for a ride in the car, and then we'll see Mommy. Okay? Okay? You had Mommy up in the middle of the night at 1:30 and at 5:30. And we'll see Man Brumman tomorrow. Old boy woke up in the middle of the night a couple times last night, so I'm like, Erica, just sleep. Let her sleep till 9 or 10 or whatever. Erica's one of those, if you let her sleep, she'll sleep all day. I mean, she'll wake up at 3 in the afternoon if you just let her sleep. By the way, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Appreciate them as always for sponsoring Morning Scone. Great peeps over there. Tim Davis, Tom Guidros, Corey Messina. Indian Guide. So it was a father-son deal with the Indian Guide. So you did campouts and different events and all whatever. One of the things we did was that we slept on the USS Kidd, and if you're on a ship, the way you walk down the steps is you walk facing out. You don't. It's not like a ladder where you climb down, facing the ladder. And it was in the morning. We woke up. We're going out, and I was probably 9 or 10. And there was dew, obviously, just morning dew, and my foot slipped, and I went like my back on the ladder, right, like sliding down, and man, the reason I remember this so vividly is because it was so scary. It took my breath away to the point where they're like, you gotta breathe. I couldn't inhale. It took my breath away doing it. I ended up catching my breath, and I lived, which was good, but that was scary. Anyway, just saw that whenever you reminded me of that. Let's see. Chad Arnold, JP, I drove Uber all night, no sleep. That's dangerous. Remind me not to get in your Uber if you're just driving Uber all night. Pete Giardino, wait for October. There you go. What on Mommy's phone? Move It on my. You can watch Move It on Mommy's phone. Jordan Mumphrey, good morning. Shade. I'm offshore on the road a lot. It's hard for me to get with the ESPN app. Wish there was a site on the net for it. Well, you can go to watch ESPN. If you have a desktop, it's just not many people do that. You can watch Appetite on Mommy's phone. Hey, Kirby LeBlanc, what's up? Josh De Benedetto, Charles Moranto, good morning. Dale Broussard, what's up? Steven Sickinger, how come ESPN hardly ever broadcasts content on the SEC alternate channels? This would make it easier for some people to watch the games. That's true, and I don't know. They have the SEC Network alternate channel. I don't know why that's largely off the air. I really don't. It would seem like if you're producing a game anyway to upload to your digital feed, why not just flip the switch and turn it on the alternate channel as well? It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. But I'll ask. I will find out the answer to your question. What do you see, bud? Are you looking at pictures? Who's in those pictures? Mama is in one of those pictures.
Mama's house.
Well, yep, Mama's house.
Grammy's house.
Grammy's house.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. All right, y'all. So a little Marceau action today. Excited to see Marceau, man. He pitched well. If he can replicate today what he did last week, I think LSU got an awesome chance to win. Ole Miss is going to throw their Sunday starters TBD, but they're going to throw a righty. The only lefty really that they have is Nikhazy, and he pitched yesterday. So I like LSU's bats to get going today. I really do. I like LSU in this game today. If Marceau can get out there and battle the way he did last week, keep it, just keep it reasonable.
Out.
Huh?
Check out.
Check out. We do check out when we go to the grocery store. We check out. We do. I really like LSU today in this ball game. I said it last week. I thought game 1 and game 3 were LSU's best chance to win this series. Avoid the lefty. I think they'll get the bats going today. I do hope Garza is in there today, because if he's not, then I'm going to start wondering if something's up. Because we know Marceau wants Garza to catch. But yesterday, when I don't know if I finished this thought, but they pinch hit C.J. Willis for Mathis whenever Ole Miss brought in the righty, so LSU wanted a left-handed bat. But then in the top of the, I guess over the top of the 8th, Braden Doty caught. What? Man Brahmand. Excuse me. Brandon Lejeune, what's up, man? Let's see. Rusty Gomez, the Derby and big boxing match on the same day. Two sports that 100 years ago were the most popular sports in this country that are basically non-existent now. And I was going back and forth with a guy on Twitter yesterday who said, I said, after the Derby DQ, I said, let's all just feign indignance for a day so we can go about not caring about horse racing again until next May. And he came back to me with, there's 150,000 people there, nobody cares. Blah. I'm like, yeah, nobody cares. People watch the Derby because it's an event. They'll put on their seersucker and their big hats and they'll drink mint juleps. But the horse racing aspect of it is ancillary. It's the party. It's the event. He's like, oh, you mean like LSU baseball? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not claiming college baseball as a mainstream sport. I'm not upset about it. Like, it's the same with boxing, though. Like, people will watch a prize fight. It just, the sport isn't as popular. You're not, mommy's home. The young athletes aren't boxing anymore. Athletes that want to fight are getting into MMA. Man Brahman. So, true prize fights are just few and far between now. The sport's dying. I mean, when you can get a true prize fight, people will watch. I mean, Floyd Mayweather proved that. Man Brumman on mommy's phone. Okay. Let's see, a few more here. Neil Ripley, can you please explain why there was a DQ? I know nothing about horse racing, Neil, but the explanation, just understand, all I'm doing is regurgitating the explanation, which was the horse that won apparently left his lane when they were coming down the stretch and impeded, at the quarter pole, impeded two other horses' lanes. I didn't know you had lanes. It just looked like a big sloppy, muddy mess, and they could just run and cut people off or whatever, but apparently that horse impeded another horse's lane, and so he got DQ'd. Okay. Sucks for the owner of that horse, man, because the purse is over $1 million to just win the Derby, and then on top of that, think about the stud fees that you get. Ralphie on mommy's phone. You can watch Ralphie on mommy's phone after your nap. Okay, we're almost done with that show. Let's see. Jeremy Jared, do you need Wi-Fi for Roku? Yes, you need Wi-Fi. True come. Yay. Or an internet connection. Doesn't have to be Wi-Fi. I mean, you could hard line connect it. Elmo. Jeremy Fontana, Chromecast. You can do that. You want a Chrome? You can do a Google Chromecast instead of a Roku. Robert Grimion, what's up? Hunt, I was there when Graveman threw to Cats. Covered that series. Cats 3 homers in 2 games. There you go. Ryan Falgu, Joey Penapinto, what's up? Todd Dupuy, what's up? George Mueller. Troy LeBus, speaking of Cats, is he still in the minors? I don't see him listed in Louisiana Baseball Pros. I don't think he's in the minors anymore, man. I think I don't know, but hang on, I'll find out real quick. I think the last I heard he retired. Let's see, Mason Katz. It looks like 2016 was his last season in the minors. Hey, bud. Nick Simino, what's up, man? Mason Cook, I want to see some bat flipping today. I'd love to see that. Craig Savoy, good morning. Kyle Larison, good morning. Hi, bud. What are you doing? Oh, don't do that, please. Do we need to go venture belly? Okay, let's venture belly. Let's venture belly. Let's get that air out of there. Come on. Don't you go puking anywhere. Hang on. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Again, shout out to Brock. Sports medicine, regenerative medicine, pediatrics, after hours. They're open on weekends, so you can get on by and get your MRI or X-ray done there at Brock. Spine, shoulders, hips, knees, hands, wrists, feet, ankles, elbows. We got all the subspecialties right there with the best doctors at Brock. Kyle Larison, what's up? Jeremy Fontana. Matt, I checked the yard out last night at the LSU game. I'd say it's worth it. Just smelt like a wet dog. LOL. The place with the beer. Got it. Yeah, man. Want to pop? Ain't a bad place to be. Eric Sonye, good morning. All right, we are at the end of the comments. All right, y'all. Let's see. Game 3 today, 2:30. My little niece has her first communion at 3 o'clock today. So I will not be obviously live tweeting much of the game today, but certainly DVR it and catch up on what I miss. ESPN2 today, I believe. Dave Neal, Ben McDonald on the call. So rubber match, gotta have it from Marceau today. So anyway, all right, y'all have an awesome day. And let's go say bye to Drew, and we'll wrap this puppy up. He said bye to that show. Bye, Dad Show. You blew him a kiss? That's very sweet. Hey, Drew, what are you going to do today?
Man Brumman.
Well, we're going to go see Man Brumman tomorrow. What are we going to do? We're going to get dressed and do what? Go where? Okay, all right. Bye. Say bye. Bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Shadow.
Bye, Dad Show. All right, see y'all later.